Right, we're here at the allotment site. A few videos back I said that I've put this weed suppressant matting down to hopefully do a lot of the work for us. The worms come in and dig out all the soil underneath. So now is the time that we're going to take all this off, all this junkyard looking stuff off. And the plan of action is to use a lawnmower, cut the grass down to as short as possible, and then we can run our lines and then start turning over with a fork and a shovel the area that we want to do. I'm going to turn it over for now, leave it settle for a few weeks, and then I'm going to go and hire a rotavator that we can then really make the soil nice and fluffy for when we plant our potatoes. This section is mainly going to be potatoes and then potentially pumpkins or squashes, but this is our main bit, and depending on time today I'll then get on to the other two. So without further ado, I'm going to take up all the stuff that I've put down into a nice big pile and then get cutting the grass, so enjoy. Oh no. Right, pickle. Oh, I don't want this to go everywhere. Cannot complain about the lovely weather. Right, let's see what's going on here. Very soft underground, which I hope is a good. I think it's a good thing. Oh, I missed a brick. Wow, the ground is very soft underfoot. That's one down. No, there's definitely a difference. Very light. I think the moles have had a absolute field day. Yeah, it's very soft. It's quite mossy actually. So it hasn't had the desired effect, the exact desired effect I wanted. I wanted it to all be mud and all died off. But it's somewhere closer than not doing it. On to the next one. What do we do for some potatoes, hey? Yep, this is extremely soft underfoot. So I guess that would mean digging isn't going to be the worst. Imagine if it was hard, dry, clay. Ugh. The rotavator would be ordered sooner rather than later if that was the case, but I'm trying to do it old school, or most of it old school anyway, for fitness and health reasons. Just a good workout if you're getting on the shovel. I think what would be better in the future is like not polythene, like blackout plastic wrap, I think it's called. Black plastic sheet, not this woven stuff. And the last one. Ooh, yeah, it's like walking on soft stuff. Didn't have an analogy for that one, just soft stuff. Yeah, moles have had a fun-filled day here, but they're good for aeration. So I was expecting insects to do the job, but I guess the moles have eaten the insects, and they've done the job instead. Just go over now and make sure I've got all the obvious black plastic strands. So I'm now going to mow a rough area of where I think we're going to be marking out. So a nice mowed area, and then we'll get the string lines and I'll show you how I'm marking that out. And then, so, if you haven't got a lawnmower like myself, ask a friend, ask a neighbour, borrow one before you go and fork out a ton of money. Always ask friends and neighbours as long as you don't mind returning the favour. So, we want it as high as possible. That's down, that's up and high. We're gonna get mowing. What's the plan now, you ask? Well, let me tell you. We have the allotment shed. We're going to have 1 patch, 2 patch, potato patch. So I'm going to run my string line from there, run it direct out to there, put a peg on the post. It's a good job I put all this here, that's now in the way, so that's a double movement. But yeah, string line straight down there. Then I can measure an equal amount off the string line. 3, one up there, one in the middle down here. Then I've got my own string, my straight line here, and then I'll work off of that. That's the plan. That's what I'm going to try and do. We'll see how we go. You need a nail, you need some string, and you need a hammer for the nail. Sounds like a start of a song. But we'll wrap the string around the nail, hit it into the shed, unravel this, and we need something to tie the end piece of that around. So looking around, here's one I've got earlier. Look at that, look at the mess he's got himself in. He's having a right little roll around. Not quite ideal. Nail, string, shed, line, wrap it around here, and we start out wide. So if you're the edge of the shed, this, don't know what it's going to look like. I've nailed it into, say, the middle of your screen, strings along here, and I want it in line that way. So I'll come out here with the line, and I walk towards the shed or the position until the string line just touches. You don't want to go too far, in which case you'll have a kink in the line. You want it nice and straight line just until it touches, and then you push that in, and then you've got a nice straight line between two A and B. You've got a straight line. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do. So, first of all, the only thing I don't like about a string line is starting the bloody thing off. I've got a slip knot there already. So, the end, if you just make a loop and put the string through the loop, you've got then a slip knot. End of the nail through there, tighten it up, then we've got a nail on a string. So I'll hit that in where oh, it's in his mouth. Good boy, Dexter. So, because of it juts in and out, it's not very even, there's a lot of mess here. I'm going from this point, so a nail, string, attached onto there, carrying it out to a point here. So when I look back, that string is then a straight line from there. That's what I need to get. Then I can measure off that and we'll see how far we are that way. So just tighten it up. What distance do we want between them? I want to try and get a lawnmower in. I want to try and get a nice path in between the two. I'm going to use the width of these because the width of these beds are going to be the width of that slat, and this bed's going to be the width of that slat with this in the middle. So I think it would only look right to put the distance between this and the potato patch. That is 1.6 meters. If this wasn't a gardening plot, I'd use blue spray to mark out where I'm lining up. Spray it on the floor and then you know where you're at. But it is a gardening plot, and I don't want to dig in probably those harmful chemicals from a blue paint or marking paint. So I've got a shovel and I'll try and make it as obvious as possible. First mark is going here. Oh, can't get in. That's what she said. Good job, this YouTube's not for kids. Right, that's 1.6 meters there. So I've totally got that wrong. I should have brought it over here a little bit more, but that's fine. Goodness grief, how long are we doing? I thought it was 7 meters. How long is this tape? 5 meters, that's good. Again, because we're only digging in the ground, we can extend it next year if we want to. But this is currently, right, that's there. I'll come 1.6 off there again, and we've got our corner piece. So I'm actually using a shovel here instead of a spade. Wrong tool. What's the difference, you ask yourselves? Oh, getting my shovel nerd on. A shovel, nice and flat, nice and wide. This one angles in because it's for gravel or like moving tonnage. So narrow point goes in a bit easier. Whereas a spade has got kind of like a loop here, and it's a lot narrower, so it's easier to dig with a shovel. So completely got the wrong tool. That's okay, we're only working out at the moment. So that's our corner piece. Let's lift this up. Let's turn this over, shall I say? Wow, this is going to be tricky. This grass is so thick and dense. That whole level is going to be a nightmare. Something tells me this isn't going to be finished today. I'm going to get a spade. I'm going to fool myself here. Right, I'm back. Shovel, meet spade. Spade, meet shovel. See different profiles? In case you cared, but I do because I love anything to do with digging. So yeah, that's different. I'll now mark out with this one. This is a big area to be doing. But the soil seems really soft underneath, so it's just this exposing the underneath bit, I think. So not quite straight, but that'll do. So we've got the edge. Using the string line, I put the orange spike here, orange spike out there, and do it by eye. I think that's what we shall do. I'm hoping there's going to be something feeling quite wholesome about digging this, or turning it over myself. I want to aerate it, or dig up the top part and turn it over, so when I get there in the rotavator, we're not trying to dig through this soil. Hopefully we'll be more efficient with that. So I'm going to put this in the corner here. That's my corner post. And in a similar fashion, go up here. We put this little mower here. Going by eye, with the chicken run and eye by the shed, where would I be happy? I'll be happy about there. Fine. I want 5 rows. 3 rows of potatoes, 2 rows of squash. Asking old Google. 4 feet? Well, I wasn't planning on that, was I? 4 times 5 is 20 feet, plus a foot in between. You want a walkway, so you want a footpath. So you want a row of potatoes, you mound it up, and then you can walk up, and then a row, and then walk up, and a row. 60 centimetres apart. That sounds... No, 4 foot. Sorry, I was working in inches then. Yes. So it's 4 foot, it's 48 inches for the mound, plus a foot, which is 12 inches. So plus 12, 60 inches. And I want 5 of them. 60 times 5. 300 inches. No idea what that is in meters without Google. 7 meters and 7.62 meters. Fine, let's go measure out that nugget. 7 meters and 62. So we'll go from here. 2.6 to there. Okay, so I'll just start my line going up. Oh. We'll do the same for that edge. On the back edge, and then we've got our square and we can just start digging. That one. And we'll turn the corner, flip them over, and like a jigsaw puzzle, we know where our corner is. Fine. Oh, more black stuff. I don't advise using this stuff, guys. I do not advise it. It is everywhere when you start zooming in. It's all a learning process. Confident now. That is our square. So start lining up and turning over. Ooh, it's going to take ages. But I was in it for the fitness. I was in it for the health benefits, and that's not just eating the food, it's digging the food, everything that comes with it. So it is what it is. Might not all be finished today, but we've got a plan and a progress to look forward to. So I'll see you in a bit. We'll carry on digging. The key to shoveling is to make the shovel and your body weight do the work. We don't want to be lifting with your muscles or doing all that stuff, because otherwise you're going to, trust me, you're going to fatigue out pretty easy. So body weight push down, body weight tip. Body weight push down, body weight tip. And that way you can just carry on. Mind numbing, yes, but less likely to fatigue as quick. It's quite, I don't know, wholesome knowing that We can't really rush this. Well, you can if you use a machine, but we're not using a machine. So just take your time and just think of what you want to do. Think of things you're happy for in life, things that you want to change. That's the joys of shoveling. Who would have thought you come to this program to get life lessons, eh? Go dig. If you've never dug a hole, you will laugh, but you know exactly what I'm on about. And those that have, you're probably giggling away right now thinking, yep, it's very accurate. Just trying to turn these lumps of grass over. You ever seen a field ploughed? God, I'm not speaking English. Have you ever seen a field that has been ploughed? Basically, it's an angled piece of iron that gets pulled along and it just turns it over. Turns the turf over. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. But by hand. You're right where I'm digging. Hey. Should I not dig there? Is this your spot? Hey? Is this your spot? We're going to teleport you to here. Wait there. Good boy. Oh, I just thought something funny. There is the movement of no-till gardening, no-dig gardening. And that is very much a thing. But it does not seem that is the option I'm going for. I want to get a good bed. I want to try the old-fashioned way first. The very much dig method. Dig it in. I don't mind digging. I get it. Digging does affect the soil microbes, etc., but if I keep adding in manure that I've got in my compost pile that I'll show you on another video, keep adding benefits in, keep crop rotating, I don't think that would lead to the problem of nutrient deficiency. And pause, mother's calling, so I'll be back. So it has been, unfortunately, a few weeks since I did the gardening update. Lambing took precedence. I thought I would give you an update of where we've got. So we were turning the topsoil over as if we were ploughing. We're making our squares. We were making our cat running in the background, lovely dog chasing cat, nice. Yes, so we were turning the topsoil over, and then on some areas we were then taking the topsoil off and making the decision whether we rotivate or not rotivate. So here we are. This is where we are a few weeks after. We have our main, what was going to be the potato patch. We have the ducks in the background, the dogs and the cats running after each other. And we have another vegetable patch here. So, this section here, I have not had time to take the topsoil off like I have had here. Ideally, I want it all looking like this. Nice. Oh, she's coming for a little belly rub. Look. Yes, I see you. You're getting in the way of the video, but no worries. See how soft that soil is? So yes, what I've done here, I've turned it over and I've taken off all the topsoil. The topsoil is still on this section here, but not here. Here I have planted 2 rows of potatoes. On the right hand side, I'm doing an experiment. On the right hand side, I have done, I've chiseled the potatoes so the potatoes got the sprout. Get off of my vegetable patch. Wait, get out of it. You, go on. Yeah. And you, get out. Go on. Get. They didn't respect my potato patch. As I was saying, on the right hand side, I have chiseled the potatoes and I have cut them in half to see how these grow. And on the left hand side, I've kept them whole and I've rubbed off the eyes, or what's called eyes, of the potatoes, and I've just left one sticking upwards. I'm seeing what grows best, so we can carry on next year. So I will put the pictures of me planting these up here. So first up here we will see a picture of me digging the trench, a shovel spade either side. Then we will see a picture of me putting in the potatoes, so on the right hand side half, on the left hand side whole. Then we will see a picture of me putting the mud back over the potatoes. To bury them need to be about 6 inches deep. And then we'll see the picture of where we're at now, where we've got these trenches. So if you can see, let's go potato hunting, shall we? So potatoes coming through here. Potatoes coming through here. And here. As these grow upwards, I will get a shovel and put the mud in this trench on, and I'll put the mud in this trench onto this one, so we start building up the potato mounds. So that's what's going on here. Over the weekend I will start taking off this topsoil, and I plan to do some pumpkin and some squash in here. And in this vegetable patch, what I'm going to be doing, as you'll see in the upcoming videos, I'm going to be putting some leeks in here. I'll do some rows of onions and probably some rows then of cabbages. I have not got round to it, but you can see where the matting was. I need to dig the same there, and in there I don't know what I'm going to dig, because it turns out these are quite big patches actually, and I thought it wasn't going to be too big, but we live and learn. Maybe I'll put some fruit trees in, some blackberries, some raspberries, who knows. But yeah, this is my vegetable patch. This is what we're doing. Definitely getting some root vegetables in over here, and I want everything looking like this. So a glorious evening with the sun setting over there. This is the plan, the action, not quite pulling it off as I wanted. It's taking ages, and the lambing took a lot more time than I expected, but we're getting there. This is the garden. I would say of Eden, but I don't want that reference. So this is the garden of Bramley Place. So yes, look forward to seeing some upcoming videos of what I'm planting, how it's going on, and if anyone's in any doubt, that's a potato. I'll see you in the next one.